Hello, this is Sharon, I'm ACCERL, and welcome to SC2VN. This is part 2. If you haven't seen part 1, please just go ahead and check out part 1. It's pretty much just an introduction for me and you. Pretty much to sum up what we've done so far is we're a foreigner who isn't very good at a game called StarCraft, and we want to go to South Korea, and we're pretty much just explaining where the heck we need to be. A better time, or they say online, or so they say online. He was just saying how he wanted to be a older person, a decade, so he could play StarCraft 1. Okay, let's continue. I trottle up the stairs and pass through the doorway. Immediately struck by the size of the place, there has to be at least 80 computers. Holy crap. Nice cyber-powered PCs on the wall. I don't know my PCs, so, oh, there is actually people here. Okay. Ooh, nice gray jacket. Anyway. The crowd is too large for an ordinary evening. There are more people than there are PCs even. I indulge my curiosity on the first person I see, a dark-haired guy observing a match of StarCraft 2 from behind someone's shoulder. Excuse me, is there an event going on? The guy turns around and looks like me, like I'm speaking something other than Korean. After a brief silence, he responds, "Are you new or something? How have you not heard of All-Out Attack?" "Yeah, I am new. Just asking." He hums and glances away for a moment. Though he doesn't apologize, he does fill me in. Golden Zonefire hosts a StarCraft 2 tournament called All-Out Attack once a month. It's one of the few places you will find a decent player outside of an online cup or star league. Used to be a Brood War tournament, actually. I see. Thanks, man. Who are you here to cheer for? He only stares in response. The guy walks away with a shake of his head, mumbling something about foreigners. The back of his shirt sports the Korean Pro Gamer Association logo. Oh, he must be a Brood War fan. None of the StarCraft teams under KPGA's regulations compete in anything except the original game, Brood War. Understandably, they don't want to fracture a scene they've worked hard to build up. And that's lucky for those of us trying to keep from drowning in a game that's already deep with talent. KPGA players train for unbelievable hours. Well, I came here to practice, and now I'm presented with an excellent chance to do so, if what that guy said is true. A few stares follow me as I walk forward to put my name on the sign-up list. I must look like a tourist in over my head. I'm definitely not the first foreigner to go abroad for esports, but most come to South Korea only once they have results or fame. After paying for an hour's worth of PC time at the desk, I settle for a station that has a mouse and keyboard similar to my setup at home. A few minutes later, I join my opponent's game lobby just in time for the start of the first round. His name isn't familiar, so I check his profile to see he's a ranked midway through Master League. Not bad for a casual player. He seems eager enough by the rate he's spamming go-go and Pre-game chat. The game gets underway once I confirm that I'm ready. Workers, minerals, Vespine gas, and a command center. I start out every match with only these resources at my disposal. It's my job to turn them into something that can defeat my opponents. Generally, that means I need to build structures capable of training units for my army. My build over determines how my end of the match plays out. Shorthand for build order, or the order in which structures and units are created. Typically rigid and drilled to execution perfection. Players that innovate and succeed with a certain build will sometimes give it a name for them. Example, Bisu build. Okay. This game I've opted for a quick Hellion attack. Not only will it offer me a chance to deal some damage to my opponent, but it will also allow me to scout. Okay, we're scouting. If there's anybody who plays StarCraft, or at least knows a lot about it, why don't you just, like, comment something about it that you think I should know by now, or something. Scout, the act of revealing, either with a unit's line of sight or scans, remote areas of the map to gain information about the opposing player. Okay, so pretty much just looking across to see information. But it seems I don't have much to worry about. My opponent went for a greedy build order, focusing entirely on his economy instead of his army. Fortunately for him, the match isn't going to last long enough for that risk to pay off. My Hellions make a short work of his single queen and handful of Zerglings. Oh, so he's part of the Zerg class. With this front line out the way, I'm free to rush into his mineral line and roast his workers, denying him the resources he needs to muster an army. Facing down a marine reinforcement, it's not easy. It's not long before my Zerg opponent types out the two letters, GG, easy. I know what GG is, good game. I'm curious what it says. Good game, verbal handshake offered as the end of the match. Failure to offer a GG is seemed disrespectful and is offensive that some leagues will fine players for. Oh my god! Okay. Put GG next time I play a game, jeez. As soon as the victory screen displays, anxiety flows out of my body. StarCraft is tense. It isn't an exaggeration to say there's never a moment to relax until a match is over. Bristling with confidence, I get up to check my next opponent. And it's ACCERL. I drop my lips in a line and let my shoulders slouch. Well, that's the end of this tournament run. ACCERL is one of South Korea's strongest Terran players. He's well known for his old school cred, balanced playstyle, and friendly banter. He lost in the round of 80 of last season's VSL, a respectable finish, if not a high-paying one. From what I remember, ACCERL was a damn good Brood War player, but he was out of his prime when the sequel hit last year, so it makes sense that he switched. While I'm considering what sort of rush I should get to steal a win, I feel a tap on my shoulder and turn. SL. Huh, so you are a foreigner? So you are a foreigner. And find none other than the man himself standing there. This is a bit surreal, considering I've followed SL's play for about as long as I've been into StarCraft. Luckily, his nonchalant manner disarms my surprise. Yeah, I think we play next round. I'm Mach, a Terran. He misses a beat before regaining his smile, likely surprised that I understood, and then answered him. Yeah, I saw you won your game. Not bad. It's not common to see foreigners at all-out attack. Are you on a team? I'm not. Trying to find one, though. I'm sure you know how that goes. I grin stupidly, which SL doesn't seem to mind. He pauses to scratch his cheek before responding. Well, good luck. Don't expect another easy match. You too. Thanks. God damn it. At least he laughed. My stress from before the game is mostly gone. Before it is mostly gone. If I lose, big deal. I'm expected to lose. If I win, I beat ACCERL. I'm still chewing over which cheese I should perform. Finally deciding which to play standard. Okay, let's see what the heck he means by cheese. Cheese and standard. An unexpected strategy that relies on lack of information to surprise the opponent. Cheese builds typically resolve around an early attack that, if undetected, is more difficult to defend than execute. Okay, standard. Standard refers to a balanced playstyle meant to cover as many of the opponent's options as possible. Favors a solid, well-rounded skill set. Top players utilize standard play for the majority of their games. Okay, so standard is pretty much a balance, and then cheese is a kind of a sucker punch strategy. I shouldn't squander the rare chance to practice against a top player. He and I bantered back and forth in the pre-game lobby for a bit, before the game gets underway. ACCERL, old school Brood War Terran, plays classic Marine and tank style, probably about to crush me. At least there's realism. I haven't gone up against a player as strong as ACCERL in a while. There probably wasn't a single person at the VSL qualifier at his level. Yeah, he's kind of a pro. That only makes a potential victory all the more tantalizing. It's a chance to prove myself that I've got what it takes. Even if I decided on playing standard, I've still got a decision to make in how to execute my mid-game strategy. This map is well suited for a Hellion attack. I'll have plenty of room to poke around his expansion since it lacks a choke point. An attack by air might also be a strong option. The distance between our bases is relatively long by land, but it'll take a Banshee in less than 5 seconds to travel from mine to his. I'm confident with both styles. It's just a matter of how I want to execute the attack. Let's see. Hit and run with Hellions, or air assault with Banshees. Hellions is a good thing. I would go with air assault. Cut all extraneous unit production to get out of Banshee as soon as possible. The earlier I am able to hit, the less chance that ACCERL will have the right defenses. With my Banshee en route, I cleared out the path to his base with a handful of Marines. Denying information to my opponent is important, even if I don't plan to attack from that blind spot. It seems to have been the right choice, as his Marines are out of position when my Banshee arrives at his base. I managed to secure a few worker kills before ordering a retreat. Since I didn't lose my Banshee, ACCERL has to spend minerals on air defense. Knowing that, I prepare transition to a full-on ground army. This game is going insanely well. Though ACCERL took his expansion before I did, the damage he took puts on even footing. I follow up with an army of Marines, Marauders, and dropships. The bread and butter of most Terran players. Nice. Since I cleared the space between our bases, he's in the dark about the timing of this next attack. There's a solid chance that I could do enough damage here to end the game. But just as I arrive at the outskirts of ACCERL's expansion, one of his dropships down uploads a handful of Marines in my base. That's going to slow down my ability to reinforce. Whoa, crap. With my focus on the drop in my main, ACCERL rushed into the army. I left outside of his base while I wasn't paying attention. He's got a concave formation on me. And just like that, my advantage evaporates. Though I managed to stay in the game for a bit longer, ACCERL wisely guards his lead by immediately taking a third base. Soon enough, his economic advantage is reflected in the size of his army. After my blunder, ACCERL's play was airtight. There really wasn't anything for me to do. With a groan, I offer a GG and concede the match. I hope I didn't get the bad thing. I didn't exactly throw my lead, but I did get seriously outplayed. Fantasizing about how a victory would have felt doesn't help me keep my mind off the loss. Knowing that I did my best only helps so much. But now, a moment later, ACCERL turns the corner with a smile and raised eyebrows. Good game, man. You're actually not bad. I assumed you were here for fun or something. Oh, thanks. I'm here for fun, though. I am here for fun, though. You play really well. ACCERL. I'm surprised most foreigners don't hit timings like that. Good vision control, too. And your scouting was top-notch. You're really not on a team? Are you at least staying at a team house? Oh, are you studying abroad? Nothing like that. I'm staying by myself in an apartment by the VSL studios. So you came to Korea alone, on your own dime, and you're not just visiting? Yes? I do my best not to seem awkward about my answer, but any reason to worry disappears when ACCERL smiles. It takes some serious guts to move out here like that. I can't think of a single person who's made it out here on their own. Few nearby competitors watch our conversation. It's probably not often that ACCERL gives his attention to a random nobody he crushes early in a bracket. I've got some time before my next game. Let me introduce you to a friend of mine. Oh, sure. With a nod, ACCERL leads me from the PC area to the back of the cafe. We pass a number of known players on the way there. most lounging around no differently than the cafe's other patrons. Maybe they aren't that different. I guess even professionals like to kick back with the tangle of cards and rush of caffeine every now and then. Games shouldn't be all business all the time, although I bet that KPGA executives disagree. Yeah. Sal comes to a stop away from the constant tapping of keyboards. He then plops himself in a seat against a wall and invites me to join him with a wave of his hand. As I take my seat, I look up to find someone I recognize at his side. Jet, a Zerg and former VSL champion. Oh my god! She won StarCraft 2's very first grand final back in the beta. A year ago, she might have been the game's most famous player. Her flippant and inflammatory antics have made her a somewhat controversial figure. She rarely GGs and isn't afraid to talk trash on stage. And there she is, just sitting there. It's all I can do not to stare. A smile plays on her lips when she glances past me to ACCERL. ACCERL, seriously? Stop promising my autograph as a reward for beating you. Hilarious. You can understand you, by the way. Who are you up against next round? Some Zerg dishwasher on LHT/. Ugh, I hate ZVZ. Jet rolls her eyes back to me. After a brief appraisal, she lifts her chin and speaks a single word. Hey, cool it with the judgment until you've seen him play. Plus, you ever heard of a foreigner that came out here alone, just for StarCraft? My man here did. You have to admit, that's brave. If that endorsement wasn't convincing enough, he offers me one of his classic grins for good measure. The response seems to satisfy her for now. While I try to keep from showing anything that contradicts ACCERL's assessment, Jet aims her attention back at me. Didn't you see your name on the list of people who made it past the VSL qualifier? How'd you place? I lost my second to last match. The qualifier before that, I dropped out on the final game of the last series. 2 attempts without making it, huh? Hard to tell much from that. Mainly depends on the brackets you had. Oh, looks like we got a little bit overtime. So I will continue this later, and I'll just have to quickly save. Be sure to check out last time's episode if you are a bit rusty on what the heck's happening. There's a tutorial on that. Besides that, this is Shadow_Zero. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you all later. Bye!